Okay, so on to the next track in Jesse's Melody Quest, man. And we are still on Atmosphere. We will be on Atmosphere right to the end of this series, man. And this artist is fire. Is fire, man. We're 2 tracks. If you're only hopping on now, trust me, go to the beginning of this series and listen to the words. Literally, I'm not even joking. It's all substance, no filler. This is the kind of fucking rap I enjoy. So yeah, man, let's rock and roll. Let's see what we got over here. The next one is Pour Me Another. Again, never heard any of these, but I'll tell you one thing. By the time we're done with this, all of these tracks are going to be on my playlist. I will guarantee you. Let's rock and roll, man. Let's see what we got. Let's go.
I don't have it. Come on, man. I come here every day, man. You know me, man. Come on, man. You know me, man. And all she wanted was a little bit of solid. Feels like love, it doesn't matter what you call it. Heal those cuts, I hide them underneath the polish. Break another promise and take me as a hostage. Hold your job down and let the zombies crowd around, thinking mommy's got.
I like the way he's actually fucking playing into that Pour Me Another, where he says break another promise, take another hostage. Again, it's almost like he's referring to himself as multiple hostages, and then also referring to society in terms of how society is taken hostage by all of these abuses on substances and shit like that, right? So over here, I think he might be talking about like alcohol addiction, right? Specifically where it's like pour me another, but it's like breaking a promise to yourself, like, oh, I'll never do this again, I'll never drink like that again, or whatever else. But you break, because it's an addiction, you keep breaking those promises, and to yourself, it's almost like you're taken hostage by it. You get released free, so you're like, okay, no, I'm not drinking again, right? So you free yourself, right? But then you break the promise, and then again the substance takes yet another hostage again, which is you being the hostage multiple times, but then also referring to society at large being multiple hostages that are breaking multiple promises to the same evil thing that is substance abuse. I think that's just off the bat. Sorry, I just made that my own little assertion there. But anyway, carry on.
Hold your job down and let the zombies crowd around, thinking mommy's got that it's a cop's town. Keep it safe for me while I chase a fantasy, swerving through the galaxy, searching for a family, happily surrounded by planets and stars. She was stuck uptown, you was landing on Mars. It's all fucked up now, caught your hand in the jar. Another small step back, put that man in the bar. Spill a little bit of blood on the street for love that goes to those that know that they drink too much. And hold your own glass up to the heavens. Take a little time and try to count the seconds. It goes, pour me another, so I can forget you now. Pour me another, so
I like that he's actually playing it into the addiction, and then he's also playing it into toast the heavens for what you have. Toast the heavens for the fact that you are here another day. So he's almost playing that, he's playing that with like a double meaning over there. So pour me another in terms of being taken hostage by an addiction, and then pour me another in terms of being able to free myself from that from time to time or entirely, right? And it's almost giving a toast to the heavens to say, well, thank you for allowing me to be here another day, even through these vices. So I think that's a very clever little play and twist on that.
Goes, pour me another, so I can forget you now. Pour me another, so I can commend you now. Pour me another, so I can remember how true that I am to this addiction of you now. Pour me another, so I can forget you now. Pour me another, so I can commend you now. Pour me another, so I can remember how true that I am to this addiction of you.
This is real fucking street music. This is real fucking underground street music. The sound, the cadence, you can hear the struggle in the voice. Like this is literally why rap was formed. This is literally the whole concept of rap. Real fucking talk, struggle type music of what you're going, music that's actually relatable. Not the bullshit that you hear today in terms of the flexing and that kind of thing. Sure, that's part of rap, right? It's part of rap in terms of getting out of that environment and feeling like, okay, I've managed to break out of the ghettos and shit like that, and then flexing a little bit. I personally don't like that particular type of rap, because I'm not a fan of actually trying to take other people's eyes out by your fame and sort of being trying to make other people envious. Very dangerous fucking thing to do, because when you do that kind of thing, something happens, something swirls in the fucking universe that is going to fucking beat you down to submission again. Gotta be very careful with that kind of shit. right? But this is what rap music was intended to be. This is what fucking Andre 3000 was rapping about, what Tupac was rapping about, what fucking Biggie was rapping about. Do you know what I mean? Real fucking struggle shit. So yeah, come on, man.
So I can remember how true that I am to this addiction of you. Drink it all away, numb it down to none. Stay awake tonight and wait for the sun. You say you hate your life, you ain't the only one. Let your frustration out the gate and watch the pony run. One double for the hunger and the struggle. Two for the fool trying to pull apart the puzzle. Three, now I smile while I wait for your rebuttal. By the fourth shot, I missed another shot.
I love that. Two for the field. So like, also, pour me another. So he's almost toasting all of those things, even all of those negative things, right? Two for the field that are trying to pull apart a puzzle. So you're trying to get your life together, right? You're trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together, and there's society out there that's trying to pull that apart, right? They never want you to see the bigger. They never want you to see the bigger picture, so to speak, or they never want you to complete your existence to the point where it's substantive, where you actually realize your purpose and your meaning, right? So it's keep going to try and dismantle that puzzle that you keep trying to build. Love.
Puzzle. Three, now I smile while I wait for your rebuttal. By the fourth shot, I missed another child in a bubble. Trying to play with the passion and the placement, just to see what these people let them get away with. Still trying to climb a mountain for you. Hammer in my hand, still pounding on a screw. She don't listen, so he don't speak no more. Nobody's winning, cause neither is keeping score. Don't wanna think no more, just let me drink some more. Pour me another, cause I can still see the floor. Pour me another, so I can forget you now. Pour me another, so I can forget you now. Pour me another, so I can remember.
Pour me another because I can still see the floor. Essentially, where again, what I love about this song is he's playing consistently on the double meaning of the pour me another, right? So he's toasting the fact that he's alive. He's toasting the fact that he's still grounded. Pour me another because I can still see the floor. So he's basically saying I'm still grounded, right? I haven't lost my head completely, right? And then, but still playing on that, he's playing on the pour me another because because he hasn't risen, right? That he feels like he hasn't achieved anything. It's like, okay, well, I haven't risen high enough, so pour me another because that's the only way I'm going to deal with the fact that I'm failing, or the fact that I'm not rising, the fact that I'm not getting bigger, the fact that I'm not on cloud nine because of my successes, right? So he's playing on the double meaning of pour me another the entire time, where he's toasting it. He's toasting his successes and his non-successes, but you can flip the successes and non-successes in terms of like seeing the floor, meaning staying grounded and staying humble is actually something to toast to, right? But also staying on the ground and not actually rising and actually succeeding is also a negative thing, and that sort of like pour me another, and that's the only way I'm going to deal with my failures, essentially. I don't know if I'm unpackaging them that well enough, but I see what he's doing over here. He's playing with that pour me another very, very cleverly. Very, very good writing here.
Pour me another, so I can forget you now. Pour me another, so I can remember how true that I am to this addiction of you now. Pour me another, so I can forget you now. Pour me another, so I can forget you now. Pour me another, so I can remember how true that I am to this addiction of you. Live life tipsy, stiff fit, don't fit right with me. Kiss my whiskey, lift my lips, press to my engine. Swallow it and leave an empty bottle on the table. Let the past fall.
That whole fucking scheme over there, I struggle to listen to it very well, but I love that whole thing where he plays on like the respiratory of it in terms of taking into your lungs, rib cage is expanding, right? But it's almost like being caged in, but also to a certain degree being protected as well, right? Your rib cage protects your lungs so you can continue to breathe, right? But it also feels like it feels like when I try to take deep breaths, it feels like, because life is so hard, it feels like I am caged in by something like a rib cage. I feel I should expand more, like past that confined space. I'm not entirely sure if that's what he meant by it, but it was just something that just ran through my head now.
Right with me, kiss my whiskey, lift my lips, press to my engine, swallow it and leave an empty bottle on the table. Let the past fall, make your faces at that clock on the back wall, count down the last call. Ask all of these people that make sounds, how long does it take for the pace to break down? Another lonely little trophy. If only I could walk a straight line, I'd make it home free in every
Fire. again, playing on the alcohol and playing on life. If I could only walk a straight line in terms of you talking about life, it's actually a saying. It's like you're not walking a straight line, right? You're taking all these paths, and every path is a bad decision. And then also walking a straight line because he's inebriated and consistently drunk and not in touch with reality, right? But not in touch with reality because of the addiction, and not in touch with reality because of his own psyche, where he keeps making bad decisions, right? Which lead to the addiction, and vice versa, essentially. They play onto one another. Very clever.
If only I could walk a straight line, I'd make it home free. And everybody in this bar thinks they know me and my story, like pour me another, homie. I can count the days till you come back, or I can follow them sun rays down to the train tracks. I can stumble drunk over hope and love, or I can just keep drinking until I sober up. Now, pour me another, so I can forget you now. Pour me another, so I can come let you down. Pour me another, so I can remember how true that I am to this addiction of you now. Pour me another, so I can forget you now. Pour me another, so I can come let you down. Pour me another, so I can remember how true that I am to this addiction of you.
I like the circular, and I've mentioned it, but I like this, where he actually goes into that hook over there where he's like, pour me another so I can rid myself of that addiction of you, right? He's basically talking about the sort of infinite circular notion that is addiction and life in general, essentially. I think it's a very clever way of playing that. So he's basically saying, I'm addicted to life, and I'd like to toast that, but by toasting that, right, it gets me addicted to the actual substance, essentially. So it's almost like one can't live without the other, right? It's his addiction for life fuels his addiction for substances, and his addiction for substances fuels his addiction for life, which I think is very, 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 very cool, and not really something that people look at it in that particular way. You know what I mean? It's clever.
Bottles, pints, shots, cans, couches and floors, and drunk best friends. Bottles, whores, tattooed hands, cities and secrets and cats and vans. Good times, laughter, bad decisions, strippers and actors and average musicians. Mornings after, and walks of shame. The bartender knows me by my real name, singing.
I get most of them free. I work in the business.
What business?
Okay, that over there is just basically telling you that this is actually a song, maybe not about him, but there's actually a protagonist in the story speaking about somebody else. I think that's where that little end part was going. But I think the whole message of this actual song is that he's basically saying it's important to toast to life, but if you find yourself toasting to life too many times, maybe you've lost touch of reality and what life really is, because maybe you are turning to the vices. If you're toasting life too much, maybe you are turning to the vices. It's important to toast life, but if that becomes a habit where you're consistently toasting life, maybe it's less about life and more about the toasting. Anyway, you guys let me know what you think down below. That was a fire track. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.